What's up, everybody? My name is Daylight. This is Cougar Circuit, a drift world you can go visit and experience in VRChat. This video will be kind of a rundown or the basics, not really a guide, just like a few things I want to teach you about Cougar Circuit. And all of this will apply to most of the drift worlds in the rest of VRChat. Um, yeah, don't take this as a guide for the world specific. Just take it as a general. I'm going to show you a few things. If you've never been here before, you have no experience in regards to drifting in VR chat, it will just be a basic rundown of things to keep your eyes out for and look into. Now, if you look up behind me, you'll see there's a bunch of like things you can click on. It will have different cars' names. That will be how you will gain access to your vehicle. You will just click get in car or show car, and it will display the car that you're trying to see. Let's, for example, say this S15. You want to drive this S15, you'll click get in car, or you want to see it, you'll click show car. I do want to say though, and this is a very important point, if you're in a lobby and you're showing the cars, don't show all the cars constantly. Otherwise, you'll make everybody in the instance lag out. Open your car, look at your car. If you want it, take it. If you don't want it, put it away. Everybody struggles. It's a suffering for FPS in the drift worlds, especially when there's a lot of cars. So when you take out cars, this will be for your own PCs good and everyone else. Just have a look at the car, put the car back. If you're not going to take it, see, luckily they do disappear after a while, but don't run into a lobby and then take out all the cars instantly. That's just going to lag everyone out and they're going to have a bad experience out on the track. And so will you, because someone else is going to do that same thing to you someday. And then you'll finally understand. Over here, you'll find the preset menu. You would just walk up to the menu, click on the menu. You would say select preset, choose whatever setup you're on, whether you're using will be VR stick steer simple, VR hand steer simple, VR stick steer full, VR hand steer full. Then there will be options for desktop or controller or things like that. But if you're using a headset, stuff like Quest 2 or whatever, just go, my opinion, VR hand steer full. Just choose VR hand steer full from the start. It's going to be the best experience for you, possibly, if you kind of like are interested in drifting and want to have it as close as you can kind of get it from the start. Just choose the VR hand steer full. In the VR hand steer full, I'm using a Quest 2 linked to my PC. I can't give you the exact setup that your headset's buttons will be or on your controllers or whatever, but for the Quest 2, the VR hand steer full puts gas on your right trigger, clutch on your right grip, handbrake on your left grip, and brake on your left trigger. You would shift up and down with your right joystick. Flick to the right, it would shift up. Flick to the left, it would shift down. Like that would be the basic setup from a VR hand steer full click control just by selecting it on the preset menu. You can also customize your own inputs if you would like, but that should be just fine from the start to just get you going in a drift car. In the worlds, you will find entire lineups of cars. You can click, like I said, you can click to show the cars, and this is how the cars will display. There's multiple cars to choose from Skylines to JZX 100s to 350Zs, Corvettes, Hellcats, S15, 14, S13, E36, all the classic cars is basically available on these maps. You'll just have to have a browse around, look at which ones you're interested in and which ones you would drive. I myself don't know if the cars all run different powers, like different horsepower ranges, but some of the cars do feel different. I feel the four-door chassis, for example, the JZX is behind me, or the C33 Laurel there in front, they tend to transition a bit slower and be a bit more of a like easy drive. where S15, for example, will be much more snappy and it will transition faster through the turns when you're heading through. But you will have to be the judge of that yourself in your own experience. Hopefully, after this video, you do load up VRChat and have a whack at Cougar Circuit. Over here, you can see there's some stairs. You can run up the stairs. There's a viewing area upstairs. Here, you can see the track. You can see everybody going through turn one. And you can see everybody coming down the straight. So it's a good viewing point if you just want to hang out and just chill and just firstly watch some guys drive before getting into it yourself. There is some other spots you can also stand and view from, like the bridge that crosses the track. I'll show you a simple way to be able to get on the bridge if you've never been here before and you don't have any experience in these kind of worlds. Over here, you can see your run speed and your jump height. So by clicking where you want to be in these sliders, let's say I want to jump as high as possible, I click the slider all the way, and then it enables me to jump extremely high. For example, then we'll be able to clear it onto the roof of this building. We'll just jump, go backwards, you see? We're on the roof of the building now. That way we are able to also easily jump onto the bridge that crosses the track. But at that height, you would be able to just walk to the bridge and jump up to the bridge. It would be easy to get on the bridge by adjusting your settings there. This would be the view from the bridge. You'd be able to stand on the bridge, look at turn one. You'd be able to see turn two. You'd be able to see people come down the back corner and onto the straight, where you can watch them flick and go under the bridge and then watch them slide through turn one or do backies or 360s or whatever. It's also, if you do like taking photos in VRChat or whatever, it's also a decent spot because you can see multiple corners at the same time. But in general, I just see people often chill up here, relax, watch the cars, watch their friends drive. You know, it's just one of the spots to hang out. So this right here is the secondary area where cars spawn. You'd be able to come up the road behind the pits, just follow it all the way, take a right, and you'll see up here is more cars for you to select from. And spread throughout the map, sprinkled in a lot of little hiding spots, there's plenty other cars for you to just go and look for. Further up the hill, if you continue down the road, you'll find these two flower beds. I think these two flower beds, if you're a beginner in VRChat for drifting, these two flower beds is a good place that you can start practicing your figure eights. It's going to be a bit more difficult than doing donuts in the flat parking, but this will be the ideal place for you to practice figure eights and start learning controlled drifting. The best way would be to start driving in first gear, switching to second, giving it the good amount of throttle. Once you feel the ass kicks out, you're going to start counter steering. And the best for you to be to try and control a figure eight between the two flower beds. You can go around the top one, then come back around this one, and repeat that easily multiple times to practice your controlled drifting before going to the circuit even. There's never really people up here. Sometimes there's people here, but you're afraid of looking silly, you can either even start practicing in a private world. You can create your own instance with yourself in the world, and you don't have to feel like you're going to embarrass yourself in front of everyone. Improve your skills, and then once you're comfortable, go to a public lobby and start driving with some other drivers. So once you have chosen your car, you've gotten comfy in your car, you've got your positioning right, I would suggest look into the different heights, different sizes for your avatar, whichever makes your viewing point more comfortable. If you have play space mover, you can move yourself. Well, my camera is moving now if I move that. But yeah, you can move your body around with play space mover and get yourself more comfortable in the vehicle. and get your viewing experience a bit better for your height to, I don't know, I like to be holding the steering wheel when I'm drifting. A lot of guys just sit with their hands on their laps, moving their hands. I'm not into that shit. It looks stupid to me. I kind of want to, I'm here to cosplay drift, so let's cosplay drift, have my hands on the steering wheel is how I prefer it. I'm going to change over to first person view a bit to give you kind of a view of the track, kind of the setup that we've got going here, and take you for a few laps. Okay, so once you have your car ready, we're out on track. We're gonna go out. I'm gonna show you maybe for a lap or two. Just get into it and show you the course. I would suggest just start off, have fun, don't take it too serious, just enjoy yourself. You can just try exiting most of the corners in second gear. You don't have to try drift everything from the start. Just like casually get into it and slowly upgrade yourself to start running wider lines, make your lines more chaseable. But at the end of the day, drifting is all about having fun. No matter what you're doing at the end, as long as you are having fun, you're not doing anything wrong. You can't make a mistake. Just don't run automatic. That's a mistake you can make. Don't run automatic. Learn your car in manual from the start. And see, when you hit that wall, it like kind of pulls you in. Sometimes you can tap it and it won't. Same goes for this wall. See, it sucks you in if you hit it too hard. Sometimes if you just softly tap them, you can get away with it, but quite often they're going to be unforgiving. This wall you can kind of scratch it, but it will also move your car sometimes. There's the short circuit, the one I did before where you would go straight. The turns are kind of shorter. Over here is a longer. This is like the competition run that there's boxes set up for. I would suggest if you're beginning, start with a short course. This side tends to be a bit more of a mission. You need to like carry your speed a bit more. Where the shorter course is a bit more forgiving to start off with and easy to get into at the start. But once you've gotten comfortable in your car, you can start moving yourself over to running the longer turns. Instead of only running the short circuit. But either way, like I said, the most important thing is just for you to have fun. And as long as you're having fun, nothing else matters.